Chance Murphy, and this is my policy speech. This is my audience. My name is Chance Murphy. Today I'm going to be talking about why I believe welfare recipients should receive or should do drug tests before receiving welfare. I got most of my information from the internet and from blogs and government sites, mostly based off of studies done in Utah and in Florida. Things I found that were interesting is that many people disagree with my topic. A lot of reason they do is they think it's either a violation of the Fourth Amendment or on drugs in welfare, or people who have no knowledge or research on the situation. I'm not sure how it's a violation for the Fourth Amendment, because the people who went into the study, they had or gave affirmation before they were given the drug test and everything. And people who go to get a job, or government workers, have to do drug tests before they can get a job or get the money from their job, and these people are the ones who are paying for the welfare, people who are on welfare, and so I believe that they should have to do drug tests for that. And a lot of them are afraid of taking the drug test, and if they're clean, I don't believe that they should be afraid to take it because they would pass, so there shouldn't really be a problem there. There was a story of a lady on one of the sites that said she was in welfare and that we couldn't do drug tests for welfare because then she would lose her assistance, and she can't get help for her drug use because then she was sent to rehab, and she can't go to rehab because she would lose her children. And my personal outlook on this is that taxpayers are paying for her habit, and for her to just sit around and do drugs and not take care of her children and to not take care of her life. I think she should go to rehab and get the help, that way she could have a better life for her and her children. And for she's scared of her kids being taken away, but if she's doing drugs, she shouldn't be subjecting her kids to a drug life. And the second is the tests that were done in Utah and Florida weren't done exactly right. They had a lot of glitches in them, I guess you'd call them. Throughout my research, I found that the tests were started off biased. The questions that they had to do were questions that asked whether you did drugs or not, and if you marked that you did drugs, you were automatically disqualified from the test, so you couldn't be part of the test group. The people who were picked by if they supposed that they did drugs, but they weren't part of the group that was already thrown out. And only people with the suspicion of drug use were admitted. And then of those people, it took 3 failed drug tests to be qualified as a failed participant of the program. And so, I mean, it wasn't very accurate or showing what the number of actual people on welfare that are doing drugs. And I believe that not just the poor, but the rich too. There's lots of government that get welfare, like Exxon gets $5 billion a year, and I believe that all of them should have to do drug tests to get that welfare also. The positive aspects of drug testing are those that fail the test are able to get help. They're not just, the welfare isn't just taken off. They're given the choice to go to a drug rehabilitation center and receive help and to get their lives on track. They help people find jobs. They have computers that are used for searching on jobs on the internet. They have job listings. They have job situation, which is where they help you actually get a job if you have skills, or they help you get skills. And they pay for college classes and different things to help you get further in life. I believe it's also a good way to weed out the people who are lazy and who don't want to get a job and just want to sit around doing drugs, wasting money that of the taxpayers, people who are paying for them to do this. And I believe that if we don't do something, that future generations will also do it. So like that mother, if she's on welfare and her kids grow up seeing her on welfare doing drugs, that they're going to want to do it also. That they're just it's going to continue to make this cycle where their children and their children's children are going to be doing it. It saved a lot of money on these programs. A lot of it tries to say that it costed a lot, but when you actually get down, like the research and the numbers and everything, the one in Utah, the study in Utah, saved about $350,000 in the first year, and it only costed $30,000 to do the drug test for the recipients. I believe it would help for people who need help getting their lives straight. And I don't think it's right for people who are just wanting to ride the system and get free housing, free money, free everything, just for not having to do anything, not putting nothing in. I believe that it's a good way to get this generation and future generations on the right track and help them moving in the right way, so that we don't have a bunch of people who are just trying to live off the government. That way we have people who are coming in and changing things and getting it moved in the right direction, and not always in debt. And there's many other aspects in life that also need to come together for this to work. But I believe if we get started somewhere, that it'll